Hey, what's up, guys? July 2020 down here in Texas, and they say that we've probably got the most, or pretty close to the most cases of coronavirus in the nation. And you might be wondering, why is this video, why are you looking at a push mower? Well, when the virus started, they advised, actually they shut down the gyms for a while. If y'all go on my YouTube channel, you'll see that 2017 I was diagnosed with diabetes, and shortly after that I went and got a gym membership and began to do things to try to help that and work on my health and also battle against diabetes. Well, coronavirus hit, and I haven't been to the gym in a while, so I couldn't even tell you when. It's been that long. So also you'll see in my channel that I love working on mowers. I love working on machines and on small engines. And while I like working on other people's stuff, I really love working on my own stuff because I can do whatever I want to with it, and yeah. So I do have a self-propelled mower. I made a couple videos on it. The last video I made on it was when I fixed the gas tank on it. You're welcome to go look at that. But what it was the day I broke that, the day that the gas tank did that, I got angry, walked away from it, and was like, I'm through with that thing. And I was actually ready to set it on fire. And but I had been building up parts because I always wanted to build my own push mower. Been saving up parts, and because I just love the simplicity of a regular, just old school push mower. They require a lot less. Self-propelled, you got to change the belts for the self-propelled, or if the gearbox goes out, then you got to replace that, or this is a strictly just push mower. Also, this does not bag, this does not mulch, it shoots the grass out the side. And again, it's just the problem with mulching mowers is that they are doing double the work. So baggers, for me, that's more work on the operator, having to dump the bag all the time. So not saying necessarily I'm against it completely, but I just don't like messing with it. I just rather just shoot the grass out the side, and then also the way I cut grass anyway, it mulches it up, so I don't really have to mulches it up while it's cutting. So anyway, so July 2020, we've hit a peak of, I think we're probably at the top on coronavirus cases in Texas, and if we're not at the top of all of America, in the United States, we got to be pretty close to it down here in Texas. So that being said, I haven't been to the gym in a while, which if y'all go on my channel, you'll see that I've been diagnosed with diabetes 2017, and I got a gym membership right after that to try to help with that and help fight against it and stuff. And but with the virus, just haven't been going to the gym for obvious reasons. And so I think I already talked about I had it self-propelled, but what it was that thing made me mad, got me upset. I shot a video on it when I fixed the gas tank on it, and I think I kind of expressed in that video about how it was just like one thing after another on that freaking mower, on that self-propelled, until I just finally walked away from it and was ready to burn it down. But then I remembered, I was like, well, if I was mad. I didn't burn it down, I still got it, but I was like, if I'm going to burn it down, I'm going to need a mower. So, but I've been saving up parts for a good push mower. I love push mowers. The other stuff, when you add on to it, like self-propelled and mulching and bagging and all, it's just adding on more headache as far as I'm concerned. I love the simplicity of a push mower. I love that. A lot easier to maintain, a lot easier to take care of. So I've been holding on to that deck for a while. I couldn't tell you how long. I couldn't even remember. I can't remember how long I've had it. But what I do know is, like I said, or like I'm trying to say, or I hope I get it out there, is that, or if you watch my videos on YouTube, is that I love working on small engines and mowers and stuff. But I especially love working on my own stuff rather than customers, because I can do whatever I want and make it how I want. That being said, first off, that's not the original handle. At least the top portion's not. But then you'll also notice there's no dead man handle there, which I absolutely love that. Granted, there are ways you can go around a dead man handle, but I absolutely love that when I'm mowing my yard, I don't have to restart it every time I need to stop and pick up a stick, or whatever. Like I can just keep on mowing. I don't have to restart my mower 100 times while I'm trying to cut the yard because something in the yard. And so you might be thinking, first off, let me just say that the name of this mower, which if you go watch my other videos, I have a Craftsman mower, riding mower, and we have lovingly come to call it Frankenstein, because it's got Husqvarna parts, it's had Murray parts on it, it's had parts from all different machines on it, and so we've called it Frankenstein. And if we're gonna call this one anything, it'd be Frankenstein Part 2, because the upper half of the handle here is actually Troy built. It's not original to this machine, which I think is obvious, but if not, now you know. I think it should be obvious that the reason why I wanted this handle, and make it easier for me to grab it and push it, and brings it up higher, and I don't have to reach down low to grab it. As far as you can see right here, it did have a dead man handle in it, but it no longer has a dead man handle on it. And so you might be asking why, or how do I shut it off? Especially considering, which you will see right there, this is where the cable goes through. This spring is actually supposed to be hooked up here somewhere and provides tension. But I've got it right now just holding against that kill switch which eventually will be removed. So there's two ways to kill the mower now. One is a fuel shutoff valve, and the other way is a universal throttle cable. Now, one of the things that I knew that I wanted in my push mower was I wanted control of the throttle. It goes back to when I was growing up, all machines were made like that. Going back to what I was saying though, as far as the other way to kill this mower is that if you have the idle screw turned all the way out and no idle at all, when you pull the throttle down all the way to stop, it'll stop because there's no idle. It won't idle. So that's the number two way to shut the mower off. Now, talking about the Frankenstein part of this mower, you'll see the motor that I chose to go with, Honda GCV 160 5.5. Now, I will say that maybe, it's a little bit out of my normal. And what I mean is that normally I go for the Briggs & Stratton. And if you don't already know, or if you can't tell, maybe you're looking at this and you're like, that could possibly have been bought like that. Well, let me just explain to you that Murray, which you can see right there on the deck, is actually owned by Briggs & Stratton. So Briggs & Stratton is not going to put a Honda motor on their deck. They're obviously going to put their motor on their deck. So anyway, so I ended up having to buy, it's a universal throttle control for this. And the reason why that I went with a Honda motor, I actually have two of these, and they both of the motors came on decks that were completely shot, and that tells me something. The decks were just completely, I don't know how to explain it, just junk. And so that to me says something. Not only, if it doesn't say something to you, but if the motor will outlast the deck, that obviously says something. The other one is that Honda cars, they have a reputation of lasting. Then I've had this motor sitting in the boneyard. I pulled it off of that junk deck and put it on here. I cleaned the deck, or not the deck, I cleaned the carburetor. I changed the oil, and that's it. It's the first time, unless I shut it off with a fuel valve, then I have to choke it. But it's a one pull start. Hold on a second, we'll see if I can get you a start here. one pull. And all I did was clean the carburetor and put an oil change in it. I did happen to have, which when I got this mower, it didn't have a filter cover on the air filter. So it does have a new air filter. And then I put a new blade underneath it. Put it on this deck and couldn't ask for a better machine. One of the things I had to do as far as the deck is concerned, which I'm still going to be improving on this, the handle here. See if I can get a shot on it for you. I don't like how that moves like that, so I'm going to be working on that, see if I can improve that. And get that to stop doing that. But it's definitely an improvement over what it was doing, and that is that these rear wheels were moving up and down. And I would say it was giving the deck about 3 inches of travel up and down every time you push the handle up or down, because it would move the wheels up and down. And I thought, because it has some prongs that goes into the holes on the deck, and I thought maybe the prongs were missing and that I was going to have to replace those, but the prongs were there. It's just swallowed out the holes. And so I was trying to figure out my options on fixing it, about maybe filling the holes with JB Weld and drilling new holes, or welding on washers, or what. But I found a small hole. Let's see if I can get a good shot here. See if you can see that little silver bolt head right there. There's small holes on both sides that when this thing was lined up perfectly, it lined up perfectly. The hole in the wheel mount, and then also in the deck, there was holes. And so I went down to the hardware store and bought 2 bolts, small bolts, 2 nylon lock nuts, and 2 lock washers. And you can see I put them on there, and that stopped the rear wheels from going up and down, up and down. Now it's just the rear, the handle itself. And oh, and a minute ago, I'm hoping you saw, I mean, it shut down. It's not like it, you know, that's exactly how I shut it down, was the throttle. So other than that, one of the things I'm wanting to do, planning to do, and going to do is I want to change these plastic wheels out for metal wheels. I want to paint it and get it to looking nice. One of the things I want to do is, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do anyway, is I want to cover the deck with bed liner, truck bed liner. And probably paint the handle and some other things, but I want to cover the deck with bed liner. And obviously not the mounting surface of the motor, but other than that, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to coat the deck with truck bed liner. So there it is, guys. You saw how easy it started and also shut off. Couldn't ask for a better machine. I push mowed my whole front yard there. And yes, I got a workout, as you can imagine. So, one of the things I love about doing it this way rather than the ride mower, a lot of times after you get done ride mowing, driving it, you don't really get off the mower and come out here and push mow in those hard to reach areas. And so when you already got the push mower out there, then you're already there. So also, one of the things I learned about this is these little clips here definitely help. I was push mowing underneath that brush over there, and this side of the handle came off, and so I went back in my bone pile and grabbed those clips off another machine and put them on there. So I just wanted to make this video pretty much just to document what it looks like now before I start making a lot of changes on it and stuff. So but there it is, guys. If you watched the video, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, hey, again, this is my machine, my mower, and it's what suits me. So anyway, if you have any comments or questions, compliments, whatever, leave them down below. I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless.